society. PPPC is the party for we, cause they bring up this country to a brighter society. Vote Donald Ramata for the presidency. Vote Donald Ramata for the new presidency. And let them watch we. Let them watch we. Let them watch we. Let them watch we.
Are we ready to make Donald Ramata the next president of our country? Once again, we are here to support the PPPC into victory. This afternoon, it's a great honor for me to be here, to be among members of parliament, our president, and also a presidential candidate, to stand on this platform to tell you the reason why we are backing and supporting this party, the PPPC. There's no doubt, my dear comrades, that today is a special day. All of you have turned out in large numbers. We are very, very happy with your presence here this afternoon. More so, it's a day in which we are officially launching our rally throughout this country. There are many, many things that the government needs to be grateful for. There have been significant developments throughout the length and breadth of this country over the years.
Everybody say hip hip hooray for PPPC party. Put your hands in the air for another big victory. They're watching me, PPPC for victory. Watching me, PPPC for victory. Watching me.
People of Berbice, let me hear you make some noise! You know what? I have some very sad news for you. And I know you will be happy with this news, because the PNC has committed suicide because they're ashamed of what they did to the people of Guyana. The People's Progressive Party Civic will continue to reign under Mr. Donald Ramata as president. Berbice, let me tell you this. Young people of Berbice, let me tell you this. The People's Progressive Party Civic is the party for all Guyanese people. Let me hear you make some noise!
We have seen great changes and improvement in developing this wonderful country. As a working woman and a mother, I have seen and recognized these changes and improvements. I want to speak specifically to our women and their opportunities in this country. The government has empowered our women so much that we are no longer dependent on our menfolk wholly and solely. We are providing for ourselves now. We have so many ways that the government has assisted us to empower ourselves that we would be the woman of tomorrow.
The benefits that the PPPC has brought to the people of this country across the length and breadth of Guyana are numerous to mention. We are getting better. We are getting stronger. And the people of Guyana are enjoying a better standard of living. Every Guyanese know this. Regardless of whether you're in the quarantine, whether you're a charity, whether you're in Georgetown or the East Bank or the East Coast, every single Guyanese know the benefits they have gained under the PPPC. But there are some in our midst, there are some in this country who continue to deny the benefits which the people of this country have enjoyed over these years. And not only do they continue to deny this, they continue to besmirch the very good name of the PPP, of the president, of the presidential candidate of our party. They're talking about change. But we are the party who started talking about change in 1992 when we said, time to change and time to rebuild. We are still changing. We're changing things in Guyana. We are still rebuilding in Guyana. And this is what you call a work in progress. I call upon you, those of you who are present here and those of you who are not present here, to stand firmly as you have in the past. Forget the talk, the wild and irresponsible talk by some. The numbers that are here today is a reflection of your solid support for the PPP. We know that we can depend on you. We know that you're solidly behind our party. We know that you're solidly behind our presidential candidate, in the same way that you were solidly behind all the previous presidents up to Barra Jagdeo. And we thank you for this. We thank you for this support, and we look forward to your continued support.
Fellow Guyanese, this afternoon at Albion, I want to declare before you and all Guyana, and to say to you that I have committed myself to work to have Donald Ramotar elected as the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And therefore, my commitment to him and to the PPPC is that I will be campaigning through the length and breadth of this country to ensure that that happens when elections take place. Now, as elections fever is on, there are many who would want you to believe that this elections is about race. I submit to you this afternoon that this election is not about race. It's about who has a program and those who don't have any program at all. That is what the elections is about. The next couple of weeks, 3 men will present themselves to you who want to be the president of this country. One, of course, you know, Mr. Kemraj Ramjatan of the AFC. My analysis of Mr. Ramjatan is that he's a man who is prosecuting his politics with too much hatred and envy and enmity and malice. And such a person is not worthy to be president of Guyana. Secondly, people have asked me, why would you not support Mr. Granger? Today, I will answer that question publicly. I said to you as a politician, any man or woman who at the age of 65 will just be awakened and want to become a politician is incapable of leading any political entity. Because politics is about fire in your belly. It's about politics in your veins. And you don't just wake up at 65. You would be incapable to energize people. and you could see the lackluster campaign of Mr. Granger entity. It is because there is no energy, there is no inspiration, and there can be no inspiration because Mr. Granger is what you call a reluctant politician. My support for the third person in the race is clear-cut. Of the three persons who are presenting themselves, the only man who has the political experience to lead, the only man who is capable of building this nation and taking it forward is Mr. Donald Ramotar. And therefore, the man that you will elect President of Guyana come elections day will be Donald Ramotar of the PPPC. As I said earlier, I have had conversations with many people in the last couple of months. When it was made public by one newspaper that I have indicated that I will be supporting Mr. Ramotar. And let me say this, all the discussions that followed, it had nothing to do with a program. It was about why would you, a black man, vote or support a Kuli man and not a black man? For us as Guyanese, any person who comes to you, who wants your vote, they must go beyond that. They must present before you a program that is in the interest of you, your children, and your children's children. It must not be about what race the person is. It must be about what program that person presents to you. It must be what benefit can come to you and your children from the program presented by that person.
I want to see the flags like this. Not enough red. I want to see it. Looking good. Way down in the back. I want to see my flags. And unity, peace and harmony.
So comrades, it's been an honor and pleasure for me to have been part of this PPPC government of the recent years and to have had the opportunity to bring so much tremendous improvements in all areas to the lives of Guyanese all across our country. And not only material improvements, but improvements in the way we have been living together. They have been trying all the time to put a stain on us as discriminating against peoples. They have been trying to say that this government treated bauxite differently from its treatment of sugar. The fact is, we treat all our people the same way. They say that we were supposed to privatize sugar, and we didn't. But what they don't tell you is that we were supposed to close down bauxite, and we didn't, because we're always concerned about the people, and we want to arrange as smooth a transformation as we could, because we know that as time passes, things have to also grow and evolve and be transformed and to keep up with the times. So we always try to manage things so that all our people have time to adjust and to change with the times and to make sure that they can find a successful place and a prosperous place in the Guyana that we are building. And comrades, we are pleased that our current president is going out as the first president who has signed into law the changes in our constitution which required him to demit office at this time. And maybe we would have been worried, where could we find another to succeed him? And we're very pleased, we're all very pleased that we have found Donald Ramotar
victory. Watching we, PPPC for victory. Watching we, PPPC for victory. Watching we. Them I watch, cause them I watch we. Them I watch we. Them I watch we. Them I watch we. Look at all the schools, Barbies, bridge that we build, and them I watch we. Let them watch we. Yes, we build this stadium and we modernize Ghana. Them I watch.
Are you ready for victory? Let me see your hands. Put them up, put the cup in the air. Oh, come and raise it up now. From strength to strength, we're moving with the PPPC. What's in my cup stays in my cup. In my cup stays in my cup. My vote is in my cup. In my cup, it's in my cup. My cup, hey. My cup, hey. My cup, hey. Moving with the PPPC. Guyana's flag is high. Rising up to...
We live in a wonderful country. And today, here at Albion, when I see all of these beautiful faces, people of all races coming together in this manner, full of energy because they're confident about our future, it swells my heart, and I feel proud to be part of what is happening here today. And I know you all feel that pride in your hearts because you belong to a party that has kept faith with the people of this land. A party that can point to a track record of achievement, of struggles in favor of enhancing the rights of the people of this land. And you should be extremely proud of that. I know that many of you are just discovering how wonderful this country is. And particularly those who left Guyana when times were hard, they come back now, and it's a rediscovery process. And why is this so? Because at one time in this, our country, a country that was given to us by our ancestors, fear stalked the land. And people live their lives without dignity. And an essential act of eating, just the mere fact of eating what you wanted, became a criminal act. And our rights were snatched away from us. When we did not have the right to choose a government, it meant more than just the theft of the ballot paper. It meant that we did not matter in this land. And I say today, we matter. Every one of you matter because you have the right to vote and to select a government. And I know you're going to put the PPP back in office because you have that right. It is important that we have a perspective on the past if we can appreciate how much progress we have made today. So I expect all of you to be ambassadors of this message, the message that you have things to be proud of. Your party has done well. You can hold your heads high up in this land, walk across Guyana, and be proud of it because we have kept faith with our people. I have no regret leaving the presidency. I have no regret absolutely because I know the person who is taking over will keep the flag of our party flying very, very high. Very, very high. And he'll keep working for all the people of this land, all of you. And your children will be safe. Their futures will be safe in his hands. So I ask you, make sure that you turn out there. Turn out in your large numbers. Make sure that you come out on election day because we have work to continue. We have to make this country the best place in the world for all of us, and we can do it. I'm convinced we can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you, I present to you the presidential candidate of the People's Progressive Party, Donald Ramator. All my comrades, Comrade Bharat Jagdeo and all the comrades on the stage. Comrades, today we are taking another step in the direction of continuing with the PPP civic in government. And from what I have seen here today, by your presence, you are guaranteeing that progress in this country will continue. I also feel a sense of history because, as comrades before me mentioned just now, that one of the things that we have always struggled for in this party was national unity. I know that Comrade Chetty Jagan was always confident. He never lost hope that we will bring back the unity of our people that was divided by foreign intervention. People came here to divide our people. And Chetty was convinced, because of his experience in 1953, that we can do it again. And I say, right now, we can see that we are once again bringing our people together into one massive movement for development of Guyana. Comrades, over the years, we have worked hard, as was said here before. We have created the conditions for our development. And in fact, it appears that the history of this country tells us that we only have progress, economic and social development when the PPP is in government. Because our first surge in development in this country took place between 1957 and 1964. And the work that we did then still stands out as monuments, as things of national pride in our country. I will try to fight against people from Barbados going to Georgetown to do business and have to spend a whole day in one office. And of course, although our government has done an enormous amount of work in building transparency and fighting corruption, we know that there's still some element that try to subvert this. We are going to build our institutions strong to ensure that those rogues are removed from our society. Comrades, but we have a lot of work to do. And the first thing that we have to do is to win these elections. We cannot say that we have won already. We cannot be comfortable. We have to ensure that very early on elections day, that we get every single voter out to the poll, and that we celebrate after the elections the vision that Chetty Jagan always had for our country, a vision of one people. That is the vision that we will have. And when we come out of this situation, we will know that the future ahead for us is bright. That we are going to move from strength to strength and make our Guyana the real El Dorado that Raleigh actually missed. Thank you very much for your attention.
PPPC is the party for we, cause they bring up this country to a brighter society. society. Vote Donald Ramata for the presidency. Vote Donald Ramata for the new presidency. And let them watch we. Let them watch we. Let them watch we. Let